Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one, and welcome back to Horizon Forbidden West. Quick recap of the previous episode. Aloy is exploring the ruins of the Far Zenith project to try to find a backup copy of the Gaia Master terraforming program. Far Zenith were a collection of mega-rich arseholes who attempted to escape the impending apocalypse by leaving the planet and just leaving everybody else to fend for themselves. It turns out there's an excellent chance that rather than bargaining for the Gaia program fair and square,
back outside.
they might have just stolen it.
Good.
Or at least, that was certainly their plan.
Look, that must be the machine.
It's heading in the same direction we're going. Great. Another one of those machines. I could try out that new weapon on it.
I mean, it had been revealed that Far Zenith had managed to trade with Zero Dawn for the Apollo Master Knowledge database. In return, they were supplying Zero Dawn with the ectogenic tanks and technology, which they were going to use to send the Mega-Rich in safety on a sublight journey to the stars, but which Zero Dawn needed to ensure that human embryos could be kept safe for as long as it was going to take for the rest of the project to recreate the planet. But they didn't just want Apollo, they wanted it all. They wanted the whole terraforming program. And they were prepared to steal it. And trading for Apollo was apparently just their way of getting their foot in the door, inside Gaia's systems, as it were. What a bunch of arseholes. What am I supposed to be doing here? Oh yeah, you
Brittle
Well, it's
Aloy.
brittle. I better switch to my bow.
Yeah, I could switch my bow, or I could just smack it with my spear. Because that works too.
All of the awesome delvers. And a lot of acid. That big machine must have attacked as they tried to escape.
They didn't stand a chance.
I mean, that made sense, actually. Hit a machine with the frost trap launcher. I mean, machines, they're made out of metal and composites, so they're going to get brittle and fragile.
So, you said this backup is the last hope.
Yeah. All those places I've been these last few months, there were supposed to be more backups. But 1,000 years ago, a guy named Ted Faro purged them all.
Was he part of Far Zenith too?
No. He was worse.
Yeah, Ted Faro was the character from the first game, who, he was sort of like the sort of Steve Jobs or Elon Musk character. Ran the most successful tech company on the planet. It was like the combined worth of Apple and Microsoft combined. Manufacturing artificially intelligent machines, some of which were capable of self-replicating. Yeah, he was the guy who was responsible for wiping out all life on the planet. Didn't do it on purpose, of course. He was just greedy, stupid, and reckless. And, well, one thing that he did do on purpose, though, was he was the guy who sabotaged the Apollo Master Knowledge database. Oh, I should probably have used that rope. That's probably what it's there for. For getting down here. But yeah, consumed by guilt, he became obsessed with ensuring that the new humanity that would come after Project Zero Dawn and reset everything wouldn't repeat his mistakes. And in order to do that, he ensured that they wouldn't have the technology required to repeat his mistakes by wiping the Apollo database.
Wow. That big metal thing looks like the ship we saw back in the auditorium. Imagine going up to the stars in that.
Yeah, that's not the Odyssey. The Odyssey never made it, by the way. That was Project Far Zenith's ship. It exploded, I think, before it even left the solar system.
Machines tore right through them.
These guys couldn't catch a break.
That'll be a shuttle.
Machines patrolling ahead.
We can tag them in the focus to keep track of them.
Yeah, I realise that technically we're still sort of in the tutorial phase of the game, but if I don't know that I can tag things with a focus by now, it's too late for me. we're at least an hour in. This is not the first time.
Sneaky one.
What else is there? There's a couple of these scroungers. All kinds of supply boxes. There's a lot of loot to be had here. Wreck machines everywhere, as well as the live ones, of course. Yeah, there's these supply boxes scattered everywhere. I mean, I'm not expecting anything massively valuable to be in there, but I'm going to need all the resources I can get to upgrade and improve my gear. Right, just going to wait for this little bugger to come back. Hopefully not while the other one's looking this way. No, come on. I might have missed my window of opportunity. No, I've got it. Yeah, we're good. Well, the surviving one's not going to see me, but it might see Val. Val, get into concealment. What are you doing sitting in the open arm? No, it doesn't see me. Alright. I'm going to try to... No, I was trying to sneak up on it before it turned around, but it's too far. So we're going now. Some heavy attack here. Knocking its armour off. We've almost got it. Hope that the noise and commotion hasn't attracted the other one, because there was at least one more. And we're good. Alright. Hang on, I don't want the frostball launcher. Where's my bow? Oh, other way. There we go. Right. No idea how that one didn't react to all of the noise, but I'm certainly not going to complain. Let's see if I can hit the weak spot from range. Yep, got it. And whoa! I didn't realise they could. I didn't know they had ranged weapons. I'll finish it off from range while dodging its shot. It's down, but not out. Finish it. Alright.
Okay, now how to get out of here.
So anyway, Project Far Zenith. Or Zenith? I'm not sure how they pronounce it here. I've heard it pronounced both ways. I think they tend to pronounce it Zenith in America, but Zenith over here in the UK. Which is kind of weird when you think about it, because the whole purpose of language is to, well, the principal purpose of language is to communicate ideas. The purpose of written language is to, well, preserve knowledge and communicate ideas after the fact. So you don't actually need to be present to communicate your ideas to somebody, you write it down. But here's the thing. If you look at a word written down in your language of choice, and it's not immediately obvious how that word should be pronounced, there's something wrong with your written language. It's not just English though, I mean all languages are like that.
There's a ladder in the back.
None of them are perfect, because they weren't designed by linguists. They all evolved organically, complete with their imperfections. There is one artificial language, by the way, that's in use today, although not by very many people. It's called Esperanto. It's developed in 1887 by a Polish linguist whose name I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce.
So tell me something. Sona was really okay with you not going back to the Sacred Lands?
As the Nora war chief, she understood why I was obligated to follow you. But as my mother, she wasn't pleased.
Is she ever pleased? I don't think I've seen her smile.
Me neither.
Actually, you know, if you ever read any of the science fiction novels, particularly the ones set in the culture universe by the late great Ian M. Banks, the language that's spoken in the culture is an artificial language. I think it's called Moraine. And it's specifically designed to eliminate all of the things that I just described about organically developed languages. The way in all the languages that we use today, even Esperanto, it's possible to misunderstand the intent of the person speaking to you, or mispronounce something that you read written down. In the Moraine language used in the culture novels, it is impossible to miscommunicate anything. The language was specifically designed to facilitate communication as efficiently as possible. In fact, you have to work really, really hard to deliberately mislead somebody in that language. Oh, hang on, something's happening.
Three of those things. And if they slaughtered all those Oseram, we'll never get through to the data center.
There's no way to slip past them. They're too tough to fight head-on.
We could find a settlement. Convince some hunters to help us.
That would take weeks, and we don't have that kind of time. Maybe all we need is that shuttle to fall.
That thing? How?
We'll figure it out. Just wait here.
Aloy.
Trust me.
And there she goes.
Just need to get over to the shuttle to figure out how to make it fall into the basin.
What were we talking about anyway? I got sidetracked again, didn't I? Going on about languages. Oh yeah. Yeah, but it was talking about the Far Zenith project. Or is it the Far Zenith project? That was kind of the point.
If I can make it to that tower, I should be able to find a way across to the shuttle.
Because the thing is, in English, if you've got a vowel and a consonant followed by another vowel, then the first vowel is usually pronounced as a long vowel. So E instead of F. So Far Zenith, which means that the American, and I think it's the American way of pronouncing it, should be correct. And yet here in Britain we say Zenith. See, that's what I mean. Just by looking at the way the word is written down, you should be able to tell conclusively how it's pronounced. And if you can't, well, there's a problem with your language. But the whole point I was trying to make when I brought up the subject of Project Far Zenith, or Zenith, or whatever the hell it is, despite myself, I kind of find myself hoping that they did manage to successfully steal a copy of the Gaia Master terraforming program. I mean, yeah, there were a bunch of selfish, mega-rich arseholes looking out for themselves as usual at the expense of everything else. But if they didn't steal a copy of Gaia, Aloy's here for nothing, which would be bad. So, you know, despite myself, I do kind of find myself rooting for them here. This is a perfect ambush spot.
Maybe I should stick to my spear for now. Save some ammo.
Oh, not as perfect as I made. No, don't loot it. There's a... No. Alright. Okay. I need to remember to use the dodge button. Dodging is actually kind of simple in this game. You just double tap the movement key in the direction you want to dodge to. Okay, right. How many more of these things are there? There's going to be more than just these two. Okay, there's a ladder up there I can probably get to. Yes.
There. That ladder can get me up to the tower.
I'm going to have to shoot it down. Oops, missed it. If there are any more burrowers or scroungers down here, they're not my immediate problem. At least not right now. I need to get up there somehow.
Okay, there's a rail up there. I think I can reach it if I launch myself off
there
that
we go.
grapple
How am I
point.
getting to that? A grapple point. Okay, got this. Ooh, there we go. A little bit clumsy, but we
Didn't
made
make it.
We didn't
Try
make
again.
it. Oh, right, I get it. Left control before you reach the grapple point. Come on.
Didn't get up high
Yeah.
enough. I better try this again.
I think this is new. I don't remember this climbing mechanic in the first game. So, jump and tap space to attach to the grapple point, and then before you get there, left control.
Got it.
There we go. Another ladder. I do like the climbing puzzles in these games. Which is strange, because I got heartily sick of all the climbing puzzles in Far Cry 4. In fact, they even meaned about the climbing puzzles in Far Cry 4 in Far Cry 5. All of the radio towers that you had to climb in Far Cry 4. Right at the beginning of Far Cry 5, you had to climb a tower. And You're like, oh, here we go again. But no, they were just memeing on you. And yet I like the climbing puzzles in this game, and I think it's because it's not just radio towers. I mean, yeah, we're climbing a tower here.
The storm's getting bad.
But it's not just towers in this game. I mean, there were so many radio towers in Far Cry 4 that you had to climb to reveal the area around you. They had to work really hard in Far Cry 4 to not make every single radio tower the same climbing puzzle. So they had to do a lot of work. Ooh, made it. To make each of them at least slightly different. But here, I think I have to jump over there. Whoa! Need to move. This is going to fall. There we go. Well, you see what I mean?
That was close.
I mean,
One rickety tower
this is a
down.
tower climbing puzzle,
On to the next.
but it's already way more complex and interesting than anything in Far Cry 4.
That was a kid.
And you're not just climbing towers in this game. This is just one example. Whoa! Grapple! No. Oh. That was bloody close.
Nowhere to go but up.
Actually, that's a perfect example of the sort of thing that I'm talking about. I mean, this, as a puzzle, is already way more interesting and complex than anything in one of the Far Cry 4 radio towers. But in Far Cry 4, there's only ever one way to get to the top of each individual radio tower. Here, however...
Looks like there are massive clamps holding the shuttle in place. Oh, but there's a control console nearby. If I can release the clamps, the shuttle should fall right into the basin.
Yeah, here, however, there's usually multiple ways of getting anything done. So there, for example, when the rope parted and I fell, what I did was just grab onto something on the way down and then climb up. But what I could have also done was use the grapple to arrest my fall and complete the puzzle that way. Right, so I need to release the...
More machines in my way.
machines. So I need to release the clamps. It is kind of stretching the bounds of possibility a little much to suggest that the docking clamps are still going to work after 1,000 years of exposure to the elements. This is fine. Don't worry about it. I mean, some of the presentation machines still work. I guess they built things to last in the 22nd century. Yeah, that's not true, is it? Nobody builds anything to last anymore. The Greeks built stuff to last. The Romans built stuff to last. Roman concrete's still standing 2,000 years later. We don't build things to last. We build things just well enough to get the job done as cheaply and quickly as possible. In the part of the world where I'm from, up in the northeast of England, there was a Roman road that was built 2,000 years ago, right, that stretched from Newcastle on the east coast to Carlisle, I think, over on the west coast. Now, the Romans didn't build that road just for the hell of it. As well as serving trade between the east and west coast at the far northern expanse of the Roman Empire, it also served a military function because it was the wall that served the logistical needs of the Roman army that were garrisoning the wall that Emperor Hadrian built to mark the northern reach of the Roman Empire. And that road was so good that 2,000 years after it was built, I mean, it wasn't in tip-top condition, but it was in good enough condition that it was actually used as the basis for the A69 motorway that replaced it. And that Roman road lasted 2,000 years, and the A69 has to be maintained every year or it falls apart, right? Nobody builds things like they used to do. And yet, ironically, because there's a lot of old world artifacts that you can discover in this game, you don't fully understand what they were used for. For example, you might find an old digital watch and you just think it's some kind of decorative bracelet or something. But ironically, here's what I mean. I'm talking about the fact that nobody builds anything to last anymore. And while that is technically true, like for example kids' toys, these days they're all made out of plastic, and within a couple of months, maybe a year at most, the kid breaks it because it's only made out of plastic, and it ends up getting thrown away. When I was a kid, and yes, I realise we're going back quite far, but when I was a kid, everything was made out of, well, there were a couple of kids' toy manufacturers, pretty sure they're not around anymore. One was called Dinky, and they specialised in making things like toy cars for boys. And they were made out of die-cast metal. They were impossible to break. They lasted for years. Another company called Tonka that would make larger scale toys like Tonka dump trucks, and these things were made out of steel. The ironic thing is though, even though those toys lasted as toys way longer than any of the plastic crap that everybody makes today. I mean, I remember for Christmas one year, sometime in the 1970s, I got a Tonka dump truck, and I actually outgrew the toy, right? Because these things were impossible to break. You know, I stopped playing with it because I'd grown up, and the toy ended up getting passed on to one of my younger relatives. But even though the toy itself is going to last as a toy way longer than any of the plastic crap that people make today, when the toy eventually gets thrown out, it's metal, it's going to rust, it's eventually going to degrade away to nothing. But all that plastic crap that gets broken within months to a year after getting unboxed, that's not going anywhere. once you throw that away, I mean, it might have outlived its usefulness as a toy and it's going to end up in a landfill or worse, get dumped in the ocean somewhere. That plastic doesn't go away. It's exactly the kind of stuff that is actually going to outlive the more durable stuff that I grew up with, because it doesn't degrade. It's going to be around forever. It's exactly the sort of thing that somebody like Aloy is actually one day going to find and think there's some kind of, well, in fact is, some kind of historical relic.
Okay. Time to crush those machines down below.
Well, shit. Looks like they did build things to last. That's some impressive engineering.
The shuttle's caught up in those cables. I'm gonna have to climb the tower to find a way to disconnect them.
Oh, right, yeah, the elevator car.
How to
I
get
couldn't
up the
actually
tower.
reach it earlier.
Scanning with my focus could help here.
Still not quite seeing a way to get up there, though. She did say I should scan it with the focus, because the focus does also reveal climbing points, so let's have a look. No, I'm not seeing anything. Okay, I am now, but I still don't see how I'm getting up there. I mean, it has to be the elevator car, because the game made a point of showing me it dropping down a couple of levels. But how do I get to it? I mean, I can see the point where once I'm in the elevator car I can climb up, I just don't see how to get into the elevator car. Ooh, I get it, there's a grapple point. Right, where's
Pull
my
that beam
thing?
down. It might drop the access lift.
Oh, hold on. And pull. You see, the metal has just rusted away, hasn't it? Pull a little more, come on. Or maybe pull from the other side. There it is. See, if they'd made that from plastic... Right, we're in.
Climb closer to the shed to touch the cables.
I mean, I'm going on about metal and plastics here, but this is... It's not quite modern, it's sort of near future tech. There's probably a lot of composites going on here, which would explain why everything's still mostly... I mean, you know, the basic structure is clearly made out of metal, but I imagine there's a lot of composites in the engineering. Would a metal structure like this still be mostly intact after 1,000 years of weathering? Honestly, I have no idea. I mean, it looks like something that's been left exposed to the elements for a very, very long time. I mean, I suppose they build the basic structure out of whatever was cheaper. Because, I mean, Nobody was building this launch platform with the expectation of it lasting 1,000 years. It had to last long enough to get a couple of shuttles into orbit, and then that was it. They didn't care about what happened afterwards. They were leaving the planet. I see a grapple point up there, but I can't attach to it from down here. It's out of line of sight. Some climbing points up there, but again, that's no immediate use to me down here. How am I supposed to... I'm clearly missing something obvious. I'm overthinking things again here, aren't I, with the whole metal, plastic, composite engineering stuff. I mean, it's just a game. But, I mean, at the same time, it helps with the willing suspension of disbelief. Oh, this is it. All right. If everything is at least vaguely believable. And they do a really good job of constructing a believable post-apocalyptic future retro world. Yeah, we're going up here. I mean, it all certainly looks good.
That doesn't sound good. I have to detach those cables quick.
And it is very, very pretty.
This should be the right spot.
Oh, there's a light.
There. That connector's holding the cables together. It should break if I shoot it. One down. Now I just need to climb higher and detach the second set of cables.
And there's the grapple point that I spotted earlier.
Scaling an ancient rickety tower with killer machines waiting down below. Maybe Rob was right. But no turning back now.
At least I think it was the grapple point. You know, it doesn't matter. I'm up. Get onto that spar. Keep going up. Up? No. Oh, we're dropping down. Okay. Jumping over here. Onto the gantry. Oh yeah, it's the same thing, just on the other side.
Almost there.
There should be another connector point I need to shoot in order to attach that second set of cables. Yep, there it is. Alright, here goes. Well, I got two of them. Well, there was three. Oh, this is bad. Oh, it's taking the platform with it. Oh, this will be fine. I've got to grapple. Oh, maybe not. Oh shit, that was close. Yeah, I know how you feel though. Oh yeah. Oh, this is impressive. I am kind of worried, however, about the fact that we only appear to have gotten two of the three machines. And you know what that means, don't you? Yeah, I was afraid of that. It was never going to be that easy though, was it? I mean, it wasn't easy, but it was never, you know what I mean. Right.
Take this thing down to get to the data center. I should scan for
yeah, scanning for weak spots sounds like a really good idea, because that's a big bastard. A slither thing. First time I've seen one of these. Oh, and it burrows as well, doesn't it? Does it know I'm here? I mean, it knows I'm here, but it doesn't know exactly where I am yet.
Target it first.
It's got acid sacs. Hold still long enough. You know, I played the original game on PlayStation 4, and trying to accurately aim with a controller was next to impossible. And it's not that easy. Oh shit!
That's a fight left in you.
But yeah, it's not that easy with a mouse and keyboard. I mean, it's obviously easier. So there's a limited amount of cover available here. Oh yeah, don't pop out when it's spitting acid. That would be bad. Oh no, why would you stop to pick up resources in the middle of a fight? So, yeah, I mean, there's only so many rocks here that are available for me to hide behind. I need to kill it before I run out of cover. Okay, that looks like it. I've still got 8 of 10 medicinal herbs. I'll find a weak spot I can hit while it's stunned. Oh, it's back up. Now what's it doing? Yeah, I'm not doing a huge amount of damage just by hitting its body parts. Oh shit! That left it off. 7 medicinal herbs left. Yeah, can you imagine trying to do this with a controller on console? Because this was originally a PlayStation game. Yeah, I don't have to imagine it, because I did have to do this when I played the original one. Oh, I'm out of ammo. Oh wait, no, that's... Yeah, this isn't terribly realistic, but you can actually craft fresh ammunition in combat. You're only limited by the carrying capacity of your ammo pouch. So I can carry 20 arrows. It takes me seconds to make using this is of course why I'm collecting resources, because I can expand the capacity in my ammunition. Ooh, something's doing. It's not going to be it though, is it? Now what's it up to? Come on, give me something important. I mean, I can see some weak spots, but they're tiny, tiny.
Damn it, they broke free!
Those purple things, but I can see if it waits. Oh, wait, sit still, no.
Frost ammo. Where am I supposed to find something I can use around here?
Well, I can't make new ammo types. Ooh, dodge that. Oh, what's this?
Let's see what this can do.
Coil blaster. Alright, I'll have it. Oh, it doesn't like that. Oh, it's nearly dead. The coil blaster's out of ammo. I did miss a couple of coil blaster shots, or it would have probably been dead by now. It's like one more hit. Yeah, don't stop to pick up the resources, kill it. Now, while it's just sitting there. There it is. You know, for a tutorial fight, which this essentially is... Oh, and I've leveled up. That was actually kind of tough. So, right, I've obtained my first skill point. So there's a bunch of different... I mean, you know, none of this is particularly revolutionary. There are a bunch of different areas where you can spend the skills. Warrior, Trapper, Hunter, Survivor, Infiltrator, Machine Master. But I quite like the idea of using the bow. Because, well, like I said, when I played the original game, it was on PlayStation 4. And it was a great game, but trying to do ranged combat with a controller... No. But I'm on PC now, so I can use mouse and keyboard. While it's still not easy, it's significantly easier. So when I played the original game on PlayStation, it was basically mostly melee combat, because trying to use the bow was just horrible. But I'm on PC now, so providing I can, you know, get good, using the bow should be a lot more effective. So, Hunter it is. It's saying I've spent 1 of 34 skill points. Is that overall, or in the Hunter tree alone? Because there are 5 other skill trees. Wow, how far can you go in this? Well anyway, Hunter it is. Skill point spent. So, big nasty composite metal alloy acid spitting snake dead. Way to the data center
Should be straight ahead.
is clear. It just remains to be seen
I'm gonna have to find another way there.
whether or not Project Zenith did actually have a backup of the Gaia Master terraforming program. Hopefully that's something that we're going to find out in the next video, because that's it for the day. Seems like a good place to stop. Hope you've enjoyed it, and as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.